Yes.
Okay. So, namaste and hi everyone. This is Sumita Mendiratta and thank you for the introduction, Nilima. तो हम बात करने वाले हैं नो योर सेल्फ, विच इज बहुत छोटी सी बात है. अपने आप को तो हम सब जानते हैं. सो इसमें बहुत 45 मिनट्स में क्या टॉक दूंगी, आप लोग सब सोच रहे होंगे क्योंकि आप सब एक अपने आप को तो जानते हैं. So we are just going to compile a few things and it is going to be an interactive session. ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ मैं बोलने वाली हूँ, क्योंकि अपने आप को जानना है तो. Can you hear me?
Very clear, yes.
I can't hear.
Jainati, can you just log off and log on, please? Continue.
Okay. So basically, the purpose is that we know ourselves. Now, what is this science? So basically, it is a science. Let me tell you. जितना हमें आसान दिखता है कि हम अपने आप को जानते हैं, उतना होता नहीं है. So it is called as introspection. आप सबने ये वर्ड सुना होगा. Look deep within. अपने आप को पहचानने के लिए, अपने आप को जानने के लिए कहीं ना कहीं हमें अपने आप को बहुत अंदर तक ढूंढना पड़ता है, सोचना पड़ता है. With our actions, with our thoughts, with our conscious and subconscious, दोनों माइंड्स इसमें यूज होते हैं. ब्रेन्स जिसको हम कहते हैं. और ये जो सारा इंट्रोस्पेक्शन है, ये करता कौन सा ऑर्गन है हमारी बॉडी का? एनीवन कैन आंसर और पुट इन द चैट. एनी आइडिया ये इंट्रोस्पेक्शन कर कौन रहा है?
Brain.
Perfect. So brain is doing all this introspection. Now, before we get into the know yourself and know, understand how the brain works, a very simple exercise I'm just going to do in a quick way. There are four, I would say, corners. Imagine there's a square or a rectangle, whatever shape you want to think about. And imagine we have divided that into four parts. Okay, just an imagination. Now, one aspect is the self and the other aspect is the, so if this is like, so this is the self and this is the others. Okay, these are the two dimensions. Now there is one area which is known as open. Like मेरा नाम सुमिता मेंदिरत्ता है, ये आप भी जानते हैं और ये मैं भी जानती हूँ. It's open, right? As of now, it's open. There is something which now there is another. So one, you understood? एक होता है ओपन एरिना जिसको आप सब भी जानते हैं आपके बारे में और लोग भी जानते हैं आपके बारे में. There is a second thing which is unknown to you. It's known as blind. Why it is blind? Because मुझे नहीं दिख रहा है. For example, अभी जैसे मैं इसको कवर कर लूं and I say I can't see you people. No, I can't see you. अरे मुझे कुछ दिख ही नहीं रहा है. But what I did was I blindfolded. I put an obstruction. मैंने अपने आप को कहीं ना कहीं ब्लॉक कर लिया है. मैं वो देखना ही नहीं चाहती हूँ अपने बारे में. मैं अपने बारे में सोचना ही नहीं चाहती हूँ. मैं जानना ही नहीं चाहती हूँ. So that's called blind arena. Okay, that is one aspect. जिसमें कि लोगों को पता है आपके बारे में, but आपको नहीं पता है. तो क्या आप सब एक एक चीज सोच सकते हैं? If you can all put in the chat box, because if everybody unmutes, it becomes a little difficult. So you can all think about it and put in the chat box one habit, one aspect of your personality, something जो आपको लगता है कि अरे ये मुझे नहीं पता है, but किसी ने फीडबैक दिया. ये कैसे पता चलेगा आपको? जब तक कि आपका कोई लव्ड वन, जब तक कि आपका कोई फैमिली मेंबर, जब तक कि आपका कोई जैसे मेरी बेटी मुझे बोलती है, मॉम आप तीसरी या चौथी बार जब मुझे कुछ बोलते हो ना तो आपकी आवाज ऊंची हो जाती है. ऐसे अच्छा, मैं तो बड़ी प्यार से बात कर रही थी. तो मेरे लिए तो वो प्यार से ही था, बट शी रियलाइजेस कि नहीं मॉम आपकी आवाज ऊंची हो जाती है. सो दैट्स ब्लाइंड अरीना फॉर मी. क्योंकि मुझे नहीं पता चलता मेरी आवाज कब ऊंची हो रही है, पर सामने वाले को पता चल रहा है. So think about it. If not today, but you can always think about it. So there's an open arena, there's a blind arena. Now let's come to the third window or the third concept. This is called facade. Now what is a facade? वो नकाब जो हम सब पहन के रखना चाहते हैं, जो हम सब सोचते हैं कि ऐसा है, which is unknown to others. हमें पता होता है हमारे बारे में, ये मैं नहीं कर सकती हूँ, पर मैं आपको नहीं बता रही हूँ. जैसे मैंने बहुत सारी टॉक्स करी हैं, अभी मैं आपको बता रही हूँ कि फिर भी हमेशा मेरे स्टमक में बटरफ्लाइज होती हैं 5 मिनट पहले, जस्ट बिफोर आई गो फॉर द टॉक. बट इट्स अ फसाड. मैं आप लोगों के सामने तो बहुत कॉन्फिडेंटली आई थी. किसी को पता चला कि मैं नर्वस थी या मैं एंग्शियस हो रही थी या मुझे कोई पैनिक अटैक आ रहा था? नहीं. तो मैं अपने सामने मैं फसाड क्रिएट कर रही हूँ. मैं एक मखौटा पहना हुआ है मैंने. आई डोंट वांट पीपल टू नो अबाउट दिस. चाहे वो मेरा एंगर हो, चाहे वो मेरा कोई इमोशन हो, चाहे वो मेरा कोई एक्शन हो, हम सब कहीं ना कहीं ये करते हैं. ये मानने वाली बात ही नहीं अगर कोई मुझे बोलेगा कि नहीं मैंने कभी नहीं किया. किसी ना किसी लाइफ के टाइम में तो किया ही होगा ना. आज नहीं किया, कभी ना कभी तो किया होगा. और हम करते भी किससे हैं? सबसे ज्यादा अपने नियर एंड डियर वंस. ओके, उनके सामने ही हमको फसाड करना पड़ता है. जिनकी हम परवाह नहीं करते उनके सामने कोई फसाड नहीं करना पड़ता. इट्स ओके. बोलेगा तो बोलेगा, जानेगा तो जानेगा. बट जहां हमें परवाह होती है वहां पे हम ये करते हैं. सो देयर इज अ ओपन, देयर इज अ ब्लाइंड, देयर इज अ फसाड, एंड द लास्ट वन. बिकॉज हम दो एस्पेक्ट्स में बात कर रहे थे, तो लास्ट कॉर्नर है विच इज अननोन टू मी एंड अननोन टू अदर्स. ना मुझे उसके बारे में पता है ना आपको उसके बारे में पता है. व्हाट इज दैट? दैट्स सीक्रेट. दैट्स एब्सोल्युटली अननोन. मेरे सबकॉन्शियस ब्रेन में कहीं ना कहीं वो रजिस्टर हो चुका है. बट एज ऑफ टुडे ना मुझे वो याद है, ना मैं याद करने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ, क्योंकि मुझे पता ही नहीं है. और ना ही लोगों को पता. जब मुझे नहीं पता, लोगों को कैसे पता? राइट. सो दिस इज अ वेरी साइकोलॉजिकल कॉन्सेप्ट which is known as Johari Window. Okay, agar any one of you would like to go and see, it is known as Johari Window, and it is a wonderful exercise if you can all do it for yourself. You know, एक ऐसे tabular form में चार लिख लीजिए: open, blind, facade, and unknown. Just write down the points. It's a wonderful way to know yourself. Now, when we say हम जानना चाहते हैं, तो हम जानना क्या? What is that aspect which I want to know about myself? Anybody? क्या जानना चाहते हैं आप अपने बारे में? What anybody would like to unmute and talk, or anybody would like to write in the chat box, whatever is comfortable.
Who we really are.
Okay, who we really are in terms of what aspect?
Like you're saying, no, we put a facade. So we want to know who we really are inside.
Yes. So your emotions, your thoughts, your actions, your behavior, that is what we want to know about, because that is what we use to create that facade, right? So also we have a lot of abilities. Also we have a lot of desires, which at one moment of time we didn't acknowledge it. हमने उसको ज्यादा ध्यान ही नहीं दिया. Indian scenario में, right from the time the girl is born, there is always these एक mode आ जाता है when the girl is born, that she has to listen to her dad, to her brother, to her as she grows up, to her husband, to her son maybe later. So there's always that mode where she wants to be assertive, where she wants to hold an independent position, is somewhere very challenging, I would say. Not difficult, but definitely challenging. And once we get into that role, somehow we are always trying to in that please other person. ऐसा क्यों होता है मुझे नहीं समझ आया अभी तक, क्योंकि शायद मैं कहीं ऐसी नहीं हूँ, और जब भी मुझे ऐसा कभी बनने को कहा जाता है या कभी ऐसा मैं लोगों को देखती हूँ तो मुझे बहुत बड़ा क्वेश्चन मार्क होता है कि आप ऐसा क्यों नहीं कर सकते, इट्स सो इजी. But somehow with my practice of 20 years, now I've understood that if you are not that way, it is really difficult for you to become that way. At the same time, अगर आप ऐसे मोड में रहे हैं, ऐसे एनवायरमेंट में रहे हैं, ऐसा आपका बिलीफ सिस्टम है, आपका पेरेंटल एनवायरमेंट शुरू से ऐसा रहा है और आपने फैमिली में ऐसा देखा है, अपने अपने लव्ड वंस में ऐसा देखा है कि यू आर ऑलवेज इन द गिविंग साइड, then it is very difficult for you to become assertive, which is really important in today's scenario when we talk about know yourself. So हमें ये समझ आ गया कि हमें जानना क्या है. What is that? What I want to know about myself. I want to know about my emotions, my beliefs, my feelings, my desires, my abilities. अभी ये जाने कैसे? ये तो समझ आ गया कि क्या जानना है, but कैसे जाने? So do I know what is my strength and what is my weakness? Very simple way. Again, it can be through a Johari window aspect. ये मैं बहुत जल्दी कर लेती हूँ. जैसे सिंपल खाना बनाने की चीज होती है, हम सब कहीं ना कहीं किसी लेवल पे कुक करते आए हैं और कर रहे हैं, तो मुझे पता है कि ये तो मेरे बाएं हाथ का खेल है. आई कैन मेक दिस वेरी क्विक. हाँ अच्छा, वो बनाना हो तो मुझे बड़ा चैलेंज लगता है. नहीं नहीं नहीं, दैट आई डोंट वांट टू ट्राई आल्सो. ये तो मुझसे नहीं बनता भाई. So something which is my strength, I know it, and something where I am weak, I know it. The same way with my thoughts, with my actions, with my behavior, with my feelings, I know कि ये मेरी strength है. अब ये know मुझे होता कैसे है? Either मेरा अपना self मुझे बता रहा है through my experience or the feedback of people. It's a two-way process. जब भी मैं strength की बात करती हूँ या weakness की बात करती हूँ, कुछ तो मुझे अपने आप के बारे में पता है, and the other thing is other people tell me. So would anyone like to talk about their own strength and weakness? I think nobody is going to judge us, so just be at your ease, and if anybody would just come up. And so I would start with myself. My strength is that I am very caring and I'm very assertive. And when it comes to weakness, somewhere I get very anxious when things are not happening the way I want to do that. And I'm still working on it, being a psychologist also. At some time, I just give up in terms of, oh, this is how will I deal with it kind of a situation. And also, in terms of weakness, when I talk, I feel that somewhere I can do better in some things where I give up. So I always keep, in an effort to not give up kind of a situation. So somewhere I still take it as my weakness. So next, anyone would come up and talk about themselves in terms of strengths and weakness. Yes, Mrs. Shehnaz.
I am very caring and I love to serve people.
Wonderful.
And weaknesses, I'm very emotional.
Okay.
So I get carried away very easily with my emotions, and I feel I should be strong in my emotions, but I give in with my emotions, and
Okay.
that is a not good sign, and people take advantage of that.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. Anyone else would like to do it? Anyone else would like to share or write in the chat box?
Can I say
Yes.
something?
Yes, please.
I feel that basically all women are emotional. They are taken for granted, and the male side of it, they know our weakness is being emotional. That however angry we are with somebody, or however we feel that we have not been treated well, and that really hurts when it comes from children or from your dear ones, and you feel ignored and all. But the minute they come to you, And in 5 minutes, you have forgiven everything and you start loving them and we are back at square one. So, that is what is the weakest amongst general women, I feel. And I have always made up my mind that I'm not going to allow anybody to type of decide what I do, what I wear, where I go, whatever it is. I have 3 children and 5 grandchildren. All of them are grown up. And I find that always people are suggesting you should not be doing this, you should not be wearing this, you should not put lipstick. Now you can't go out alone. You'll be careful. You have diabetes, But I know what I want, and eventually I make up my mind and say I'll do what I want, and I know what is good for me and what is bad for me. Even if it's bad for my health, I still want to do it, and I will do it. So that kind of strength in the core, all women should develop. That yes, we are weak, we recognize that we bow down before our children or whoever it is, and we forgive and we carry on because we love them so much. But the same level of love is not reciprocated from their side. That they think that now that you're old and weak, you're 80 almost, and they should guide us what to do, what to wear, where to go, what to eat. Every aspect of our life, I feel they think they have a right to dictate. I listen to everything that is being said, all the advice that is given to me, but eventually I tell myself I'll do what I want. I don't know whether that's a weakness or a strength. I don't know. That is it.
We will discuss it definitely. I think someone else wants to share. Mrs. Adarsh.
Sometimes, what I have experienced is that professionally and personally, you can have very different kind of personality. For example, during our discussions, conferences, or meetings, and all that, like I used to dominate the show. I would not take anything which was wrong and raise my voice against everything or try to rectify whatever I found was not good in the system. And I was considered to be a very, very strong person. But when it comes to my family, I am a very weak person emotionally. I just give in, I take a back seat. And I cannot imagine that I'm the same person like who's so bold and strong professionally and so weak and mild, personally. So this can also happen.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing, Mrs. Adarsh. And so we got a lot of opinions, a lot of feedback we got about how we view our strengths and weaknesses. Now, as we were talking about, and I got the feedback that being emotional, we consider it as our weakness. Why so? Being emotional, I mean, we are all full of emotions, and technically there is no right emotion or wrong emotion. There is no good emotion or bad emotion. Emotions are emotions, even if it is anger, even if it is, envy, jealousy, whatever is the emotion, it has got a reason. It has got a very deep meaning. And unless and until we don't acknowledge that meaning, we don't, understand that why we are doing what we are doing. That is a very simple, I would say, skill, which we all can develop in terms of noticing. And how do we notice? We can use our 5 senses to notice. Like right now, where you are sitting, you are seeing something. You are hearing something. You are, touching something. You have a taste in your mouth. We are using our 5 senses. And that is how the information is stored in our brain. Very simple way. Right from the time you have been conceived in your mom's womb. We always say our age is so and so, but we have an age which is the plus 9 months. And all the experiences which we have till date are those experiences, those beliefs, those values, everything which is being carried on. So when I say, I want to know myself, it is just not me. It is generations behind me. And technically, scientifically, it is 10 generations, believe me. It is your 10 generations जिसको हम follow कर रहे हैं. हम कहते हैं ना, खानदानी चीज है, हमने संभाल के रखी है. ये पीढ़ी दर पीढ़ी हमारे खानदान में ये दी जाती है. कई लोगों के ornaments होते हैं, कोई artifacts रखते हैं, कोई कपड़ा रखते हैं. But technically what we are doing is we are carrying those generations' beliefs. We are carrying those values. When I got a baby, Sanskriti, definitely. So when I got a baby and I didn't have any clue how to raise a baby, whom would I look to? My mom. Very simple thing, ना? जिसको आप सबसे ज़्यादा trust किसको करते हैं? अपनी माँ को. Or if you are with your in-laws, you trust the elders in the family. जैसे वो बोलेंगे हम करेंगे. And we keep doing that. No, nothing wrong in that. But then, when I become aware of something कि ऐसा मेरी माँ ने मेरे साथ किया था, but वो टाइम अलग था और आज टाइम अलग है. अगर मैं वो चेंज में नहीं लाऊंगी अपने आप को और मैं बोलूंगी नहीं वैसे ही करना है, मैं अपने बच्चे को भी फोर्स करूंगी नहीं तुमको भी वैसे ही करना है, how will that work? Do you think it will work? And that is what we are doing, because we are so much caught up with those values, those beliefs. There's nothing wrong in being, any emotional, any value system आप follow कर रहे हैं, anything. But that is if you want to do it, not because your generations were doing it. और ये awareness कब आती है? ये बहुत late आती है. At least मुझे तो बहुत late आई. मैं काफी सालों तक जब psychology सिर्फ पढ़ रही थी, I didn't understand. I was just, I was becoming aware about it. This is how brain works. This is how what happens जब brain में एक information जाती है, हमारे 5 senses से ही जाती है, और उसी information को brain store कर लेता है. और जब वो repeat telecast कब होता है? जब उनमें से कोई भी एक point हमारा trigger बन जाता है, जिसको हम कहते हैं हम बड़े इमोशनल हो जाते हैं. पता नहीं वो आवाज सुन के मैं बहुत इमोशनल हो जाती हूँ. एक स्मेल आती है तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा नहीं लगता है, या कुछ मैं देख लेती हूँ, वो मेरे साथ हुआ भी नहीं होता, फिर भी मेरे आंखों से आंसू निकलना शुरू हो जाता है. होता है ना हम सबके साथ कई बार ऐसे. क्यों होता है? क्योंकि वो सब हमारे इमोशनल ट्रिगर्स हैं. सो जहां हम बात करते हैं कि हम इमोशनली वीक हैं, females, women, girls are emotionally strong, actually, more than men. But we have been generationally portrayed as कि तुम्हें नीचे रहना है, तुम्हें दब के रहना है. ऐसा हमने सुना है, ऐसा हमने कहीं देखा है, ऐसा हमने our whole environment, right from the media, right from the any aspect जो हम देखते हैं अपने environment में, that is what is being portrayed. So हमें ऐसा लगने लग जाता है कि हम emotionally weak है. Like ma'am was saying that professionally I have worked and I have been so strong. पता नहीं क्या हो जाता है जब मैं घर आ जाती हूँ. You are the same person. You were taking big decisions there for your companies, for your organizations. You have been working. So you are the same person. If you can do there, you can do here also. And I loved what she said, that I listen to everyone, but I do what I want. Definitely, what you're doing is not harmful for the other person. Till then, absolutely, it is fine. And when I say my space, that concept of my space has to be given. That has not been given to me when I was a child. But my daughter had got that my space concept very early in her life. because they understand this is my space. And somewhere I obviously gave her that space. It's a mutual thing. अभी मैं बोल रही हूँ तो आप सुन रहे हैं, और आप सुन रहे हैं तो ही मैं बोल रही हूँ. So it is a very mutual connection which you build up with anyone in this world. It can be even with your maid. It can be even with a stranger on the road. It's a connection what you build up. तो हम लोगों के साथ तो बहुत कनेक्शंस बनाते हैं, पर हम जब अपने साथ कनेक्शन बनाने का वक्त आता है तो हम पीछे हट जाते हैं. क्यों? क्योंकि हम कहीं ना कहीं चाहते ही नहीं है. हम उतना डीप डाइविंग करना ही नहीं चाहते हैं. हम इंट्रोस्पेक्शन करना ही नहीं चाहते हैं. हम एक फसाड रखना चाहते हैं. हम चाहते हैं कि बस ठीक है, ऐसा सबको बोल दे, नहीं नहीं मैं तो बिल्कुल ठीक हूँ, नहीं नहीं मुझे तो कुछ नहीं हुआ. People don't want to get into that area also.
It's like a samjhota in your life. Samjhota
Yes.
करते हैं बहुत.
Yes,
Just to keep everybody happy, we do samjhota.
Absolutely.
And we suppress ourselves.
absolutely. वो सप्रेशन कहीं ना कहीं हमारे को अवेयरनेस तो होती है कि हम सप्रेस हो रहे हैं, बट वो बहुत टाइम से, जैसे किसी चीज को आप दबाते जाइए तो वो एक क्या हो जाता है कि हमें ऐसा लगने लग जाता है, ओ हम इमोशनली वीक हैं, हम ये नहीं कर सकते हैं. इट्स लाइक रोज सुबह उठ के आपको अगर कोई बोले कि आप ये नहीं कर सकते, नहीं अभी how we celebrate birthdays, and when we go like a child is growing up, when we go young and then we 40, we have a blast of 40, oh golden 50th birthday. अभी 60 70 80 का किसी को सुना नहीं ना, कैसा ब्लास्ट वाला बर्थडे हो रहा हो. क्यों एज तो वो भी है, लैंडमार्क तो वो भी है. 50th बर्थडे के बाद सब नहीं अभी तुम 60 हो गए, अभी तुम ये नहीं सब कर सकते, अभी 70 हो गए, अभी ये नहीं कर सकते. क्यों नहीं कर सकते भाई? 70 75 85, they're just numbers. If you want to do it, you can definitely do it. आपकी body, आपकी mind coordinated है. So if you are telling this message to your brain, I'm doing it, I can do it, and happily, जब हम will लगाते हैं ना तो क्या हो जाता है, एक pressure आ जाता है. So one quick trick what I'll give you is always talk in the present, neither past nor future. क्योंकि हमारा ब्रेन यही करना चाहता है, या तो वो हमें पास्ट में लेके जाएगा, अरे मैं कितना कुछ कर सकता, पहले अभी तो मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकती, प्रेजेंट क्रॉस, कुछ नहीं कर सकती, मैं ये करना तो चाहती हूँ पर अभी नहीं कर सकती हूँ, फिर प्रेजेंट क्रॉस. तो जब हमारा ब्रेन प्रेजेंट में होता है, स्टेट ऑफ अवेयरनेस में होता है, बीइंग इन द प्रेजेंट, I am doing it, I am drinking this water, action हो गया, present. I'm more aware, I'm more conscious of what I'm doing. जहां मैंने will लगा दिया, मैं हाँ पानी पीऊंगी, वो पानी वहीं पड़ा रहेगा, मैं कुछ नहीं करूंगी. या मैं पहले तो बहुत पानी पी लेती थी, अब नहीं पी सकती. So हमारी जो सेल्फ टॉक है, that is very very important, the most crucial aspect of knowing yourself. क्योंकि वो सेल्फ टॉक से ही हमने सारे आपको खराब किया होता है या अच्छा किया होता है.
अभी
और
इतना
कोई नहीं कुछ
लेट
बोलता, हम अपने आप को बोलते रहते.
अभी बहुत लेट हो गया है हमारी एज के हिसाब से to change or do what we want. Now it's too late enough for our age.
No,
It's very
ma'am.
difficult now.
I understand it's difficult, but it's not late. Believe me.
It's very difficult now. People
It's
don't
difficult.
listen to you. They don't understand.
First, you have to listen to yourself.
ऐसा
That is
बोलते
what-
जिद्दी हो गई. नहीं, अगर ऐसा करेंगे सीनियर्स तो जैसे जिद्दी हो गई अभी. She's like a second childhood for her. Like that they'll tell you.
I
What
mean,
do we do?
listening to what you want to do in your, in your environment, where you can be more productive, where you can be. जब आपका ब्रेन आपको ये कहता है कि अरे ये मैं कर सकती थी, अब नहीं कर सकती हूँ, तो अपने आप से पूछिए कि कहाँ क्या गैप आ रहा है. कुछ तो आप कर सकते होंगे उस एफर्ट में. मैं मान सकती हूँ आप बोलेंगे मैं 1 किलोमीटर नहीं चल सकती हूँ, फॉर एग्जाम्पल. तो आप 100 मीटर तो चल सकते हैं. So that 100 meter every day will make it 1 kilometer, na? So that's how it's a difference of perception. It just, that's why I said self-talk. मैं किसी और के बारे में नहीं कह रही हूँ कि कोई और आपको आके बोले. उससे पहले मैं अपने आप को क्या बोल रही हूँ बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि वही सेल्फ टॉक हमारे को वो बता रही है. There are a lot of psychological tests, like, I mean, I can take three names which can tell about your personality, which can tell about, there are various ways, through colors, through shapes, you can know about yourself. Science has developed a lot. But why it is important for me to know about myself? जरूरी है भी सही, या ठीक है चल रही है जैसे जिंदगी, जैसे अब इन्होंने कहा बहुत लेट हो गया, मैम ने कहा अभी तो कुछ नहीं हो सकता, चेंज हो ही नहीं सकता, छोड़ो. क्या जरूरत क्या है हमें अपने आप को जानने की? कभी आप में से किसी को ऐसा लगा कि जरूरत है कोई रास्ता? क्योंकि देखिए, जब हमें भूख लगती है तो हम किसी भी उम्र के हो, हम उठ के खाना ढूंढने जाएंगे. चाहे मैं 90 साल की भी हो जाऊंगी, अगर मैं नहीं भी उठ के खाना बना पाऊंगी, मैं कुछ ना कुछ तरीका तो ढूंढूंगी ना कि हाँ मुझे इस तरह खाना मिले, क्योंकि ये मेरी नीड है. तो क्या हमारी नीड है कि हम अपने आप को जाने? Is it really an important thing in my life that I want to know about myself? ठीक है, नहीं जाना अभी तक, कोई बात नहीं सोचा इसके बारे में. But today, present, आज मैं अपने प्रेजेंट में ऐसा क्या कर सकती हूँ, ऐसा कैसे कर सकती हूँ, ऐसा क्यों करूं? ये what, how and why, to know yourself. These are the questions. If they really, somewhere tickle your mind, then you are at the right place, I would say. And that is why we are all here, to understand that is it really important कि हम अपने आप को जाने? क्योंकि जानने से होगा क्या? सबसे पहले हमारे अंदर सेल्फ अवेयरनेस आएगी, सब सेल्फ नॉलेज आएगी, सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस आएगा कि हाँ ये मैं हूं और ये मैं कर रही हूं. पर अगर मेरी सेल्फ टॉक ये है कि नहीं ये तो मैं कर ही नहीं सकती, अरे छोड़ो छोड़ो ये तो बड़ा मुश्किल है, ये तो बस तुम भूल जाओ, अभी हो गया 80 हो गई, मैं 70 हो गया, अभी ये सब नहीं हो सकता, मैं नहीं कर सकती. मेरी सेल्फ है जो मुझे करने नहीं दे रही है. हमें बहुत आसानी से हम अपने एनवायरनमेंट में ये कहते हैं ब्लेम गेम, हमें बड़ा मजा आता है ये ब्लेम गेम करने में. सीरियसली बिलीव मी, मैं भी करती हूँ, ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं नहीं करती हूँ. मुझे भी बड़ा मजा आता है जब जो चीज मुझसे हैंडल नहीं हो रही होती है, जो चीज मुझे समझ नहीं आ रही, मैं अरे उसने नहीं किया, अरे इसकी वजह से मुझे गुस्सा आ गया, अरे इसकी वजह से ये हो गया. बहुत आसान है ये करना. व्हाट इज इट आई वांट टू डू फॉर माई सेल्फ? अगर मेरी इंटेंशन है कि मैं काम करना चाहती हूँ, साइंस में कैसे हम लोगों ने रास्ते ढूंढ लिए. बिलीव मी, अपने लाइफ कैरियर ऑफ 18 इयर्स में मैं इतने लोगों से नहीं कनेक्ट हुई हूँ जितना इस 1.5 साल में हुई हूँ. क्यों? क्योंकि जरिया ढूंढा, चीजें खुली, क्योंकि मेरी इंटेंशन थी कि मैं किसी तरह काम करूं, एंड प्लेटफॉर्म्स ओपन. सो अगर आपकी इंटेंशन है, believe me, it is going to happen. It is the universe which is listening to us. It is that energy which will keep guiding you. आप जिस भी भगवान में विश्वास करते हैं, जहां भी आपका स्पिरिचुअल बिलीफ है, philosophical belief है, but every belief starts from that I believe in myself. God helps those who help themselves. हम बचपन से ये सुनते आ रहे हैं, पर हम अपनी मदद नहीं करना चाहते हैं एक्चुअली. इसको हमने एक प्रोवर्ब बना के रख दिया है, बहुत अच्छा प्रोवर्ब है, वेरी गुड. बट today when I'm sitting here, I have 3 senior citizens in my family with whom I stay. Obviously my parents are also senior citizens, but they are far away from me. So from past 15 years I've been staying with my in-laws, my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, and my grandmother-in-law, my mother's mother. She is 87 years old, Last week, she has undergone a hip replacement surgery on Monday itself. And we were told by the doctor that we will see how she walks. Usually we make the patient walk on the second day, but with her age, with her complications, it's going to be a little challenge. Since 2 days, she's walking. She is a fighter lady, believe me. She's right now not with me. She's in Delhi. And I've been really, connected to her. Somewhere I was not connected so much to my nanny also, that I've got connected to my husband's nanny. And she is such she's so much aware about it. I see her and I really wish from my heart that at this age, I really wish that at her age, when I go up to that age, I also be so present and aware. She's so much aware about her environment, She's very particular to wish people on their birthdays. Even when I walk in front of her, when she used to stay with me almost 6 months back, I would not remember that I'm wearing a new dress, but she's so observant, and she has always made me realize that, how things can be so nice and pleasing. At times when there were things that I couldn't handle, she would just tell me, "Oh, you can do it. I know you can do it." She has always been a super positive lady, I would say. And she has undergone breast cancer surgery. She has undergone a heart, stunt. And she had a massive heart attack and she was in ICU. She's a real fighter. And I always think that, that means we can do it. Why people really, say that senior citizens can't do this? There's no senior and junior. Come on. We're all, just growing up. And when we are growing up, I believe we are more learning. The kind of experience, what is the corporate word paying you or anyone for the experience? They don't pay the fresher, even if the fresher is overqualified. They pay for the experience. So I believe I am honored today that I am, amidst so much experienced people. And if I'm going to get to learn so much from all of your sharing, that this know yourself, when ma'am was saying that it's so late, I would say you can start from right here, right now. And you have been already doing so many things. It's just that we are sometimes not aware about it. We need to bring it to our awareness. We need to bring it to our conscious self. That yes, this is what I'm doing. You all have been doing something or the other, I'm sure. None of you have been just, sitting idle. So from my side, I think I would just end my talk here, and any questions, anything is most welcome. I hope I've not exceeded the limit, Nilima.
I would say something to Shehnaz aunty. You are doing your best when you say, "Sunti mein sabki hu, karti mein apni hu." That's the best policy, I feel. You're mute. You need to remove your mute.
Okay, next time when we have a session, I will be saying the same dialogue.
Yes.
Sunti sabki hu, karti dil ki hu.
That's the best policy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is a difficult thing, but slowly, I can overcome it.
Yes.
Perfect.
Thank you, ma'am.
And
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
आदर्श आंटी, हम अपनों के सामने ही कमजोर पड़ते हैं. We listen to, like, I can say no to everybody, but I cannot say no to my son. मैं उसको वही बोल रही थी आज, तू मुझे कैसा भी करके ना पटा लेता है. Sumita knows him. She has counseled him also, but he is very smart when it comes to, like, when he has to deal with me. He knows how to deal with me.
पहले खुद सेल्फ पॉजिटिव बनेंगे तो आगे बढ़ेंगे.
Right.
Take positive, then other help.
Shirin aunty, you're on mute. Shirin aunty, unmute.
Sometimes you get complex in the family also.
Yes.
Yes, they always try to say.
Hurt them.